Howdy folks, Beardos here with something new. I've been saying that a lot recently. So this isn't actually something that's new out. It's been out for a little while, but the Submariner DLC is what's new about this. It was my first taste of the game, but I have been aware of it for a while. There's going to be a lot of interesting reading in this. It's really been well done in the writing side of it. I'm not going to talk too much about it before we get into it. It ticks a lot of my boxes, so I'm really hoping this is something that we can all really enjoy. So let's just crack in. Options wise, I can't think there's going to be a whole lot to it. Quality adequate, that works for me. Maybe I'll bump the font size up for the video's sake. My throat is still a bit meh, so apologies if it comes across. We will learn the key bindings, so let's start. I will at this point thank Fail Better Games, who it is that have brought this wonderful thing to us, for providing the key for me. I'm very much looking forward to this. Sea monsters will submerge or disperse between attacks. Catch them as they emerge. I like the sound of that. There we go. Right. So here we go. We are at Wolfstack Docks, which, from what I am aware, is where we will return to plenty. We have a logbook down here that will update us on everything we need. Page score is 25, so glean another 288 fragments. Okay, we get secrets and stuff. Your captain's making. 3 decades ago, in the reign of Victoria, London was stolen by bats. Oh yeah, it's a very funky world, this. Now it lies a mile below the surface. It was dreadfully inconvenient for everyone, but it opened a vast black ocean to you. Welcome to the Untersea. Choose a past, decide who you were and what you want to be. Straight away I am loving this. I like this sort of stuff. Right, let's choose our past then. Where do you hang your hat in London? You now lodge in a room with the blind helmsman, okay? Right, now you're a captain. Now you belong to the Untersea. But who were you before? Were we a street urchin? Your urchin gang cast you out when you grew too tall. You took to sea rather than graduate to larger crimes. That last big score was enough to buy a ship. To give you a bonus to fails, the skill of subtlety and evasion. I can imagine that's going to be pretty important. A poet. Educated and articulate, you seek sensation at sea. Well, lucky you had a legacy to spend. Your long-vanished father had a rich patron, it seems. To give you a bonus to pages, the skill of trickery and knowledge. I'm sure there will be a use to that, but... veteran of the campaign of 68, you fought in the invasion of Hell. London's armies lost. You survived. Your loot and your pension have bought your command. To give you a bonus to iron, the skill of causing direct damage. Obviously that's going to be fairly useful. An ordained priest, you fell from grace, there is nothing left ashore for you. An anonymous benefactor has found this way out for you. Perhaps at Z, you can overcome your appetites. Oh dear. This will give you a bonus to hearts, the skill of healing and morale. And a natural philosopher, your peculiar theories on time, blood and starlight brought you down to the neath cavern where London lies. Now they take you out to Z, so give you a bonus to mirrors, the skill of detection and perception. Again, that sounds like that's going to be very useful. However, I'm sure we can get a crewmate that will give us that. So I think it's either iron, which is always going to be useful, or subtlety and evasion, and probably subtlety and evasion is going to be useful to start with more than anything else, because we're only really going to look into getting into fights once we can actually get better stuff for our ship. So let's just go with the street urchin. Low cunning on the high seas. Your friend, another Longshanks, knows a little of gunnery. Only a little, but she can help. Talk to her to find out why she went to Z. You're a street urchin, now you're a Z captain. You're a stranger, quality is gone, welcome to the world. You've gained 10 echo. Okay, we've now got 60. You now have 1 Longshanks gunner. Longshanks is a recent graduate from the urchin gangs, but where did she learn to fire cannon? You're indeed. Getting 25 new veils, and someone is looking for passage. Go. What does winning mean to you? Okay. Okay. We can't do that because we don't have impossible one. So let's ignore that then. Your father's bones. Your father was lost at Z. You never knew him, but you've often dreamed of him. Find and return his remains to London for a decent burial. Immortality. Eternal life sounds like something you'd enjoy, and it's said that the presbyter, the ruler of the Elder Continent, has lived forever. We can do that because we have Under the Undersea. Fulfillment. Gather 100 tales, learn all you can of the Z, write a masterpiece, retire. Nope, not interested in that. Wealth. You know how it is to be poor, now you want a mansion, servants, fine clothes, a family, perhaps. Immortality sounds interesting. Really like this whole private kingdom, that would be cool. Right. You know what, let's just go with the Father's Bones, that'll give us a quest to do. Full Fathom 5. Find where he fell and bring him home. When you found your father's bones, you can retire to victory. Explore fallen London to find your first clue. An occurrence. Your objective, ambition, quality is now find your father's bones and then retire. Okay, so that is our end goal. Okay. The last scrap of paperwork. I realise there's a lot of talking here so far, but I hope you're sticking here. Captain, an irregularity with the Harbour Master's office. They wish to know what term of address do you prefer ashore? So determine what people call your captain, but your captain's gender is up to you. Well, let's just go with we could go with Sir, or we could just go with Captain. Yes, let's just go with Sir. Sir it is. Last piece of advice, explore, take chances. This captain will probably die. As he is hungry, but each captain passes on lessons to the next. Ah, right, okay, so we do carry on. Interesting. Right, so we are now picking our wee picture then. In that case, yeah, it could be that guy. No, not that guy. Let's just go with that bloke to start with then. Verdos, obviously. Right, your father lost the Z so very long ago the trail was cold, but now you have a lead. Meet with Slivy, the urchin who speaks to the wind. The urchins of London lair in the Flit. Creaking roof maze, high above the streets, a bad altitude, as everyone knows. Slivy hears things. Slivy knows things. A week ago, he mentioned that your father was as strong a swimmer as you. Right, a troubled tongue. Slivy's face is disfigured by a wine-stained birthmark, and he struggles with a stutter. Marks of the lightning's kiss one night when he got too bold in a storm, they say. Yes, I've been waiting for you. I just want me little mutt of salt, something to calm me down, calm me tongue. Bring it, I'll tell you who asked your father. Go north along the coast to Wither, and bring back mutter salt for Slivy. So we need to bring mutter salt from the north to Slivy and London. You can buy mutter salt at Wither if you have a Z stories. Okay. So we don't have that. Okay. So, right, what have we got ahead of us now? Or in front of us, sorry. So we've actually progressed the story a chunk there without actually having much explained to us. So we now have, can't do that yet, just have London here. She's the greatest city on the Untersee. Our lodgings where we may catch up with our correspondence, rest or retire altogether from seafaring life. Doesn't sound very good to me. Welcome, delicious friend, the Submariner tutorial. We'll need to go into that. Advice for captains and a passenger. So let's do the advice for captains first. The much lamented M. de Meaux found a watery grave long ago. Probably your end will be no better. But if you read this book of invaluable advice, your chances will improve. On endings and beginnings, captains often die. This is not the end. When you die, you'll learn lessons which will help you survive next time. Beware, the layout of the Untersea changes with each new captain, but home waters are stable, and islands will only move so far. Cool. Future captains can inherit some skills, officers, equipment, and money. Over time, you'll find extra items and advantages that allow you to preserve a greater inheritance. On exploration. Exploration is the heart of the game. Risk brings reward. Staying close to London is safe, but eventually you'll run out of fuel and supplies. Exploring and playing port stories will allow you to find secrets and echoes. Spending secrets and echoes. Speak to your officers to spend secrets on improving your abilities. Spend echoes and equipment in ports. You can often find officers in London. Mercy. Unforgiving mode is how the game is meant to be played. One autosave updated whenever you reach port and wiped on death. If you're getting frustrated or want a more leisurely exploration, you can switch to merciful mode. An autosave wiped on death. Sure, we'll do that for our first save, I think. See how badly that goes. When machines, your pro lamp dispels darkness, reduces terror increase, allows you to find the Z marks. Your engines, of course, drive the ship forward into the night. Both your pro lamp and your engines use fuel. More powerful engines use more fuel, but all lamps use fuel at the same rate. Try not to run out of fuel. Note that the Admiralty will compensate you with fuel or port reports. Go. So make sure we do port reports. I'm finding places to explore. Use your Z-Bat Scout. Technically, it's a gyropteroscope, but we're among friends here. Press Z or click the Z-Bat button at the bottom of the screen and it'll tell you where the nearest undiscovered island is. Be warned, if you're moving, it will give less accurate directions. Pause to get the most accurate reading. A few more things to read. There'll be a lot of reading in this first episode. This is definitely going to be the intro episode. On fighting, when your enemy is in the arc of your guns, you'll see the firing solution, the glow around your fire buttons, increase. When it's complete, let them have it. You can fire earlier if you like, but may miss. Larger ships may have access to different gun slots. Avoiding enemy attacks. A green glow means your enemy is in the light. Enemy ships also have an arc on their guns. Try to stay out of their way. Enemy Z-beasts will generally try to ram or bite you. They'll submerge between times to avoid your attacks. If you're careful and turn your lights off, you may also be able to sneak up behind them and get a shot in first. Now, sneak attacks are always appealing. Stories. When you put into port, you can generally explore and exhaust the story options until your next visit. Something awaits you. If you have the something awaits you quality when at sea, you know that more story is waiting for you when you make port. Will crop up whenever you're sailing around. You see a flavor message like distant bells, that means you have something awaits. Terror. Now this is the thing that's probably going to wreck us the most. Terror increases gradually over time while you're out at sea, away from land. Watch the skull. When you see orange or red pips, terror will bump up if you spend much longer in the frightening place. Any events will increase it to 2. How do I reduce it? Use shore leave in London or in other ports, but London is the most cost effective to reduce it. Lots and lots of other stories increase or reduce terror. Not entirely sure what my mouth tried to say there. On news stories. We'll add new stories to the game from time to time. You can download them from the main menu. I actually was signed up to this website years ago. I think I still get emails about it actually. Yes, we'll sell the book. So we've gained 50 echo and no longer have any of this advice for captains. Go. So let's we'll leave the Zoop Manor tutorial. Don't want to get too into that yet. Alright, nah, sorry, we'll go through it. Alright, well, there's no point in going into it then, since we can't at the moment. So, a passenger, someone in the docks wants to board your ship. Agreed to carry the anxious university student to Hunter's Keep. He has no money, so the other captains have no interest. But he's a passionate youth, and promises that his studies on Lornflukes will be rewarding enough. Oh really? Lornflukes. Unlocked with a request for passage 3 and a request for passage no more than 3. Have 3. Sure. Welcome aboard. He jumps for joy as you agree to take him aboard. Thank you, please take me to Hunter's Keep right away. A Lornfluke, a full dead Lornfluke, washed ashore. I'm doing my thesis on them. Do you know they can digest human memory? Now I may never have a better chance to study one up close. So we're now bound for Hunter's Keep. To rare something so awful washes up on shore. And now let's click on London. We have Admiralty's favour no more than 2. Pay for information from sea captains, find out what and how. The Admiralty's picket fleets and intelligence networks are long gone. The survey office pays Z captains a small sum for recent information. Visit and investigate ports to gain port reports and trade them in here. The first time you trade in a port report, you'll gain Admiralty's favour. Ask if there's anything in particular they need. No, we're certainly not doing that. Well, if we can be assured of your discretion. This port. Speak to our agent there. In return, we'll see that you're rewarded. Visit the port below and return to London. You can check the details on your journal at any time. Retrieve strategic information from the Iron and Misery Company funging station somewhere not far from home waters. Alright. And back to London. We don't have a secret. We can't go to the university. Can't go to the docks. Because we don't have... And romance. A child in London is... Okay. Hire on more crew. 30 echoes unlocked with crew no more than 9. You have 8. Do we really want to get more crew, or do we not want to get... We have a comatose ferret. Cool. And it's an officer, okay. We don't have a surgeon, a cook, a chief engineer, or a first officer. We can put our ship in dry dock for repairs. Offer passage to a tomb colonist. Immigrant will pay to be taken north to Venderbite. Adopt a Blen McGann Galvantier. A polite bow. As you extend your hand and the Blen McGann leaps on, its tendrils entwine with your fingers and it chitters quietly. What the hell is a Blen McGann? It meets your gaze and bobs its dome in greeting. It's very small. Is it old enough for naval service? Pretty sure its moustache has been drawn on in pen in an attempt to look older. As you approach your ship's gangplank, the creature flutes and vibrates with apparent happiness. Bosun winces as you bring it aboard. You now have one of this Blen McGann Galvantier. What a keen little mushroom. Cool. Didn't take up an officer slot. Alright. We're now at 8 of 10. How's that working? I suppose we'll hire a more crew. Rich pickings. Your tall tales find a ready audience. Scarred and seasoned men and women tramp aboard and find places to sling hammocks. We've gained 3 crew. We've just spent... I don't know, just the 30 though, that's fine. Go. I suppose we'll offer passage to the tomb colonist as well, why not? Oddly difficult to die and fall in London, but when a Londoner is too tatty and wretched to live, they wrap themselves in bandages and take ship for the tomb colonies. Your crew cart these ones on board and padded coffins. They'll sleep there until the journey is done. So we need to take them north to the colony of Venderbite and sell them there. Sell them. Right. Right, so this just gives us quick access to those bits. Right, click the launch button to leave port. Okay. Which is that. Gazetteer is that. Right, so we've got a Leadbetter and Stainrod reconditioned frigate surplus deck gun Mark II. An elderly steeple engine. 9 fuel, 5 supplies, 1 tomb colonist, and an Invictus token. That's fine. Your journal objectives and story progress are on the right hand side. Mouse over an icon or click on the category heading to see details. Cool. It's a mascot is what our Galvantier is. Left click and drag to assign officers, or right click to speak to them, assigned officers give ability bonuses. So 1 heart or 3 mirrors and 2 pages. I think we'll take the 3 mirrors and 2 pages instead. Although, I mean, yeah, helps with terror, but... Okay. Alright, here you can buy fuel, supplies, ship equipment and trade goods. Shops are displayed on the left, click on one to see its wares. Well, I mean, we don't have anything here really, so... Available ships, a Stymphalos class steam launch. Yeah, lots of things here. We can actually trade for that. Apparently. But it's not better than what we have. So why would we? Oh, that looks really good. Right, I think that's us then. Let's hunger's at 5. Terror's at 0. Let's just... Here's our chart. We have... Oof, that's a big map. I like it. Right. Okay then. So, we are going to set off in the next episode. This is going to be the wee intro to get us in. And if this was of absolutely no interest to you, if you're already aware of all the intro stuff and you're just here for the gameplay, that will be coming out later on today. For those that have enjoyed this so far, there's more coming out later on today. So yeah, we'll do what we've done with the last couple of games that have been new to the channel. Give an initial sampling, see how it goes from there. I'm hoping this is one we can all enjoy together, but let me know what you think in the comments below. Again, this is going to be one that I can batter into a load of different accents, different voices for, which is always something I enjoy. I know some of you enjoy it as well. So yeah, let me know what you've thought in the comments below. I know there's not been any action at all, but we've got plenty done as far as starting the game. So I hope you'll join me in the next episode. For now, I've been Beardos. This has been Sunless Sea. You take it easy. Have a good day. Adios.